Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video, and in this video I want to speak to you guys some more about the upcoming siege quest against Kulve Taroth that, at the time of making this video, goes live in less than 12 hours. It is super exciting, and this morning some more information surfaced via Famitsu with regards to how to progress the quest, how to unlock different things, how the reward structure works, and there was also the Japanese Capcom TV livestream, shortly followed by the English livestream. So there's been tons of stuff coming out today, so I thought I'd round it all up and tell you guys everything you need to know ahead of the event tonight, so that way you know exactly what you should be doing when it goes live. So if you do enjoy this, you do find it helpful, then a like would be super appreciated. Any questions, drop them down below, but let's get started. So from the very top, first things first, you need to be HR 16, that is 1-6, or above, in order to take part in this quest. In other words, you need to have completed the campaign and defeated Xeno'jiiva. Same thing as Deviljho. Once you've done that, then the tracks for Kulve Taroth will start showing up in expeditions and optional quests, investigations, and you'll need to gather them and then speak to the commander in order to make a report. Exact same thing that happened when they added Deviljho. I appreciate some people might not be a huge fan of the gathering tracks format, but it kind of makes sense in the actual narrative structure because a new monster comes up, you need to go and get some research on it, and once you know more about it, you can then embark on the quest and hunt it. So basically, when the event goes live tonight, dive into an expedition, dive into an optional quest, and then gather tracks. Typically, I've always found that optional quests are pretty good because you gather the tracks and complete the quest, and it seems to jump it up a fair bit. But either way, do that, and once you have enough research, you can then embark on the quest. Now bear in mind, the quest is designed for an entire gathering hall of players, i.e. 16 players, but you're then split into 4 teams of 4, so this is individual teams as you would do any other quest. You're not going to be seeing 15 other hunters, you will all be in your own instance, but you're working towards the same common goal. You'll all be fighting the same monster and of course working towards the ultimate completion of the quest. They did mention you can technically speaking do it solo, but do bear in mind that the quest, unlike all the other quests in the game, this one has specifically been scaled for multiplayer. It will not scale down if you do it solo, so while you can dive in on your own, it will be much harder to complete it and of course, you know, do your part if you have nobody to back you up. So for those of you guys that don't want to play with other people, that is an option. Just bear in mind, this one specifically has been built with that in mind. Now once enough research has been gathered, you can then go on the quest. In order to complete the quest, you'll need to destroy its body parts, reduce its health as much as possible in the time limit, and ultimately break its horns. Now breaking its horns will be the completion of the quest. Once you do that, that's success, and that is the end of the quest. Now keep in mind, at any one time, there are 4 teams working on the same monster in their own instance, so while you won't see them, the progress, the goals, and the rewards are shared. So for example, if Team A deal the finishing blow and destroy the horns, Team B, C, and D will get the rewards based on their accomplishment rates too. You have to join the Kulve Taroth quest from the Gathering Hall, and you can do so from the ongoing siege option, but you won't be able to launch an SOS during the quest. The quest counter also tracks the research level and the accomplishment level of the quest, as seen here. The tracking levels for all members of the Gathering Hall are combined for this quest, so it pays to have everybody out there gathering tracks. The better the research level, the longer you have in the quest, meaning more time to break parts, deal damage, and ultimately break the horns. So if you go in with a level 1 research version, you might not have too much time, versus if you take the time to gather tracks and then combine everyone's efforts, then you might have the whole, 50 minutes or however long it is to do that quest. The quest also has an accomplishment rate which increases the more stuff you do, like breaking parts, horns, and dealing damage, and again that's tracked at the quest counter. The higher this level, the better your rewards. Also on that note, if another team has completed an accomplishment task, you'll receive rewards from it, but it's reduced if you weren't the one that did it. So say for example Team A broke the front left leg. The other teams will still get rewards for that, but not as much since they weren't the ones that broke it. Once the horns are broken, as mentioned, the quest is complete, and everyone can head back to the Gathering Hall and claim their rewards. Note that you have to claim your rewards before you can go out and do the quest the next time, but you claim them from the Gathering Hall as opposed to the conventional post-quest reward screen. Also, when you complete the quest, the research level and the accomplishment rates are reset, so each time you do it, you have to build it up and work hard to get the best rewards. Otherwise, if the research level and the accomplishment rates always stayed at max, you would then get to the point where the first couple of times it'd be hard, and then after that, you're just always getting the maximum possible rewards. So this way, you basically have to reset each time you do it. Also, if you exit the Gathering Hall midway, maybe you disconnect or something, you'll still get rewards based on how much you participated. And if the quest finishes and it's no longer available, let's say, it rotates out, then you can still claim your rewards anyway. Remember, this is a limited time event, so while we don't know the cadence just yet, it will rotate in and out, so it won't be a permanent addition to the game, it won't always be there, it will come and go. Now when you claim your rewards, as well as getting monster parts, you can also get Dawn Warrior tickets for the Palico gear, and more importantly, relic weapons. Now we'll find out more about these when the update goes live, but essentially these are hybrid versions of existing weapons, featuring parts from the new monster and parts from existing weapons. These weapons have different stats, and there appear to be more than one type per branch on the tree, so you might get, say, a version of the Rathalos Greatsword with rubbish stats, and a version of the Rathalos Greatsword with good stats. So by the sounds of it, there's going to be a lot more than 14 weapons to grind for. If you factor in all the different permutations and multiple versions per tree, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of relics to grind for. And of course, you'll also unlock the delivery quests by doing this Siege 2, when you can then complete them for the layered armor sets. Now, a couple of things to note about the actual Kulve Taroth quest itself, things they mentioned during the Japanese livestream. It appears that the monster is weak to ice. There will of course be other weaknesses, and we haven't seen the full weakness chart yet. It will probably be ice and dragon, given that it's an elder dragon, but if you're trying to sort of think about things beforehand, maybe you're trying to put together a set, then an ice set will probably be pretty useful. Gadulakas also seem to spawn either from or around the gold drops from the monster, and if you attack them, they can also drop parts, which can be very useful. There are plenty of environmental traps located around the quest, things for you to drop on Kulve Taroth's head, and more importantly knock it over so you can then go and deal some more damage. And it also appears that the tail becomes a weak spot when it starts glowing. The really cool thing about the hunt is the way that the monster behaves differently in different areas, so it's almost like different stages of this big epic raid boss battle. So to begin with, it moves through quite slowly, it has a few wide sweeping attacks. Once it gets into the fire area, it has these huge, enormous AoE fire attacks, and when it gets into this final room, it starts to run pretty fast, and suddenly, you know, this huge, slow-moving, lumbering monster suddenly becomes pretty quick. So different stages will require different strategies, which is very, very cool. They also mentioned that at some point, if you break enough, you may well be able to mount or board the monster. They didn't specify exactly how. I don't think that'll be a conventional mount, like, you know, one of those ones where you spam triangle. It'll probably be one of those ones where if you break down enough on the back, you can then run up its back maybe. I'm not too sure, but that's kind of a passing note they mentioned in the stream. Either way, for the time being, that is pretty much it. So to recap, when the update goes live tonight, go into an expedition, go and gather some tracks, go into a gathering hall, or at least search for an existing Kulve Taroth quest, and then work towards those rewards. Once we get some more information, or once the actual update has gone live and I've actually had a chance to dive in myself, if there's any kind of more granular information, things that you guys need to know, or ways for me to clear things up, I'll be sure to put out plenty of information for you guys, so if you have any queries, definitely let me know. But for the time being, that's it. Goes live tonight, super excited, hopefully you guys are too, but thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.